I know you probably must have heard of cryptocurrencies. You must have heard of Bitcoin. You must have heard of BNB, Binance Coin. You might have heard of ADA and many of them. All right. You must have heard about Dogecoin. So what are these things? Right. It's interesting to know that there's a lot of craze around it, but you must understand what a cryptocurrency is, the relevance if you must first invest in the system. So to perfectly understand cryptocurrency, you must first understand the concept of money. The concept of money. So what is money? For me, money is simply a store of value. A store of value. So the reason why we're able to exchange fiat currency, paper money, and exchange goods for that fiat currency and be able to exchange goods is because we have unanimously agreed that the value of the goods we're exchanging is worth a particular currency. All right, it was a particular amount of money. So let me quickly explain to us the concept of money. So first of all, money moved from one level to the other. Money moved from a level to the other. The first movement that money is first time we exchange goods through barter system, right? In that barter system, you have the exchange of goods and services. And these goods and services are exchanged by simply just having an understanding of how much something is worth, what something is worth, and exchanging it with another thing. The barter system had its own limitations. We moved into commodity money. Commodity money is now a system where you exchange goods, tying the value of that good to seashells, cowries, precious stones, and much more, right? So at that time, things were exchanged for, you could have a number of cowries and then you exchange it for a particular goods. And at one point, so at that time, cowrie was money because that cowrie was a store of value. Okay. After that, we now move to metallic money. Metallic money has to do with things like gold and silver, right? Then eventually we ended with paper money, also called the fiat. Okay, so fiat money became the system by which we exchanged. So paper money became the means by which values are stored. Okay, so that is the concept around paper money. Okay, but we know that it's usually said that necessity is the mother of invention. So in as much as paper money has its own limitations, its own disadvantages, Satoshi Nakamoto began to see the need for us to beat the system of fiat currency. The thing is that his major aim for creating cryptocurrency was just the bid to overcome. Remember, we're talking about centralization. To deal with the issue of centralization as was seen in the early days, with currency, okay? Invented to deal with the issue of centralization, the monopoly of the central bank over money, okay? So what are cryptocurrencies? They are virtual currencies which are decentralized and secured by cryptography. I want to quickly explain these four terms. Okay, first is virtual. So when you say a currency is virtual, it simply means that is a representation of a value. Virtual is a representation of a value. It doesn't have, you cannot have you can't feel it physically. It only represents a value, a digital representation, and it stores value. So cryptocurrency now came as a system that is able to store monetary value. In fact, you must begin to see cryptocurrency as money. So the first element of cryptocurrency is that it's virtual. You can't feel it, you can touch it. It's not your fiat, it's not your paper money, all right? But it can serve as a medium of exchange. The next thing is a ledger. That's another element of a cryptocurrency. For money to be valid, for us to have real application of money, real use for money, you must have a ledger system, a system of keeping record of transactions. All right. So let's say I have a cryptocurrency asset in my wallet and I want to make a payment. If I make the payment and the system is not able to document that an amount of money has left my wallet, and then reflect in the other person's in the other account that an amount has entered the wallet, and we have a record of it where it cannot be changed, it means that the system is not secure, because that is what the bank is solving for us. Okay, but we know that despite that the bank is solving this, they have their own limitations. They can choose to manipulate figures to their advantage. There have been cases where huge debts were written off by just simply signing a document. Because remember that money is basically numbers. So a tweak in number can change everything that is happening in the system. So, but this time we have a ledger, but this ledger now is a public ledger. A public ledger. Everyone has access to this ledger, and that is why for cryptocurrency to be valid, it had to be built on the blockchain technology. Now, the blockchain technology is dated back into the years, but the first use case, the first real application, was put into use by Satoshi Nakamoto, who was able to build cryptocurrency on this technology. So this system has what is called a ledger, a means of keeping record of transactions. And the reason why we need a ledger is to avoid double spending. I mean, yes, there are people that can do what's called double spending in the banking sector, all right, but in cryptocurrency sector, double spending is not possible. Okay. Another thing about cryptocurrency that we saw is that it's decentralized. That means, remember we talked about the blockchain technology having this peer-to-peer is a peer-to-peer system where anybody has access. You can take part in what's happening in the online world without any intermediary, without any interference. So we have direct influence over the system. You have direct control of your money. Is not under any central authority. Nobody is still looking at your account balance, and nobody is calling to ask you how come you have this amount of money in the system, right? Decentralized is not under a central authority. It is controlled by the people and by individuals. You, I mean, it's individual. I mean, it's controlled by you. You are the accountant over your own cryptocurrency assets. The next thing is cryptography. Is secret writing. It guarantees the security of the transactions and the participants' independence of operations from a central authority and protection from double spending. Okay, and we'll talk about double spending earlier. So in cryptography, what it helps, cryptography is basically a computer term that is used to ascertain security. So in cryptocurrency, it is backed up by cryptography. And this is made possible by the use of blockchain technology. Cryptography means that it's simply talking about secret writing codes. Because if you come to cryptocurrency, you have what is called your public key and your private key. That public key and the private key is generated using cryptography. And this is what secures cryptocurrency from being hacked. And one thing about cryptography is that in cryptography, nothing can be undone. You cannot send money and go and report to the bank. I mistakenly sent. So in cryptocurrency, once it's pushed out, it is pushed out. It can't be undone. That is security around cryptography. There's no central authority to reverse these transactions. It happens once and for all. Okay. So now we see that it's a digital asset. A digital asset. We've seen the four elements of this cryptocurrency. It's virtual, it is secured, it is recorded in a ledger. Decentralized cryptography. Four key terms that you must not forget. When someone asks you, I enter cryptocurrency, so what is it about? You have to explain these four things, all right? These four things that we talked about. The first thing is that it's virtual. Okay. It's virtual, right? The second thing is that it is secured in a ledger. It is recorded in a ledger. The third thing is that it is centralized. The fourth thing is the concept of cryptography. These are the four important factors that make cryptocurrency valid, all right? The world is becoming much more is becoming much more concise into technology. We remember what the email did to the post office. That is what crypto is going to do to fiat. Okay, so how do I make myself relevant? I have to learn the system, because the truth is that early adopters I usually get rewarded by a system. Before we have the surge in adoption, okay, not up to 4% of the world currently is into cryptocurrency. Just 4% of the world is into cryptocurrency. And when the adoption begins to increase, the top investors will begin to have returns. So what you owe yourself is to understand the concept around this technology and begin to take advantage of it. Okay, guys, so this is it about the concept of cryptocurrency. Examples of cryptocurrency. Now, cryptocurrency, we have more than 5,000 cryptocurrencies and still counting. Okay, it is still counting. I'm just going to give you the next topic. We're going to be looking at types of cryptocurrencies. I'm going to give you examples of cryptocurrencies. We have the Bitcoin written as BTC. We have the Binance coin written as BNB. We have the Ethereum written as ETH. Okay. We have the Dogecoin. We have the Cardano or ADA. We have the XRP, that's Ripple, and many of them. You can take them and look at those type of cryptocurrencies. You can take them and look at examples of cryptocurrencies. Each of them has its unique use case, but the same principle holds them together. The general principle of what cryptocurrency is all about.